Welcome to Horror Reviews, where I do horror movies. I also do anime reviews. I do horror anime reviews, episode reviews. I'm your host, William Prouty, aka, as you know, Nexus. Today I'm discussing Body Bags, a 1993 horror anthology featuring non-connected horror stories. A film that directed by John Carpenter, who actually known as the master of horror, who actually did Halloween, The Thing, The Fog, and They Live. I'm not only a big fan of his work, he also no stranger to horror is the one, the only Tom Arnold, who actually act in one of the segments. And honestly, we also have notable figures like Mark Hamill, who actually portrayed Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, and from Batman the Animated Series as the Joker. And we have Sam Raimi, the director of The Evil Dead and Spider-Man. We also have Wes Craven, also the director of a lot of horror films, like A Nightmare on Elm Street, Last House of the Left, Scream, and The Hills Have Eyes. And the legendary Tobe Hooper, director of The Chainsaw Massacre. Honestly, we have a lot of horror icons on here, and one Mark Hamill, who actually cameos in this. Five Bags is actually, let's dive into the movie with the first segment, The Morgue. Honestly, this movie actually honestly, we presented by the Showtime presentation presented by John Carpenter, who actually is the coroner, who actually doing the chainsaw ripping. Fun fact, it actually is different from the Metro Maya roar. John Carpenter presented a title card, and we actually meet the coroner, who actually is John Carpenter. He actually drank formaldehyde. I can't say it, formaldehyde, and call a corpse ugly. He actually talking about all the corpses and talk about one corpse that say it can actually be run over until he mentioned. Then he will talk about the first segment. The first segment is called The Gas Station. Honestly, fun fact, this movie was a reference to HBO series Tales of the Crypt. And the gas station was directed by John Carpenter. And our main character, Anne, who actually goes to work for the first time, who actually is instructed by Bill, who actually instructed her a number of things, like how to do stuff, and also give her her number. As Bill will leave, everything actually go in place. There's a pasty face guy. No, that was actually is his name. Played by Craven. There's a couple that doesn't know how to check the pump. There's another guy, and there's a stranger who actually played by George Buck Flowers, who actually is basically in another horror movie, which I did not discuss more. He's actually in Puppet Master 2, where he got killed by Blade. Honestly, the Bill that we actually discovered is not actually Bill. It's actually the maniac that killed the real Bill, who actually played by Sam Raimi. But the stranger that actually came back for his card actually saved her from being killed by her. Then when Anne tried to drive off, he actually lifted up his car. Then Anne actually crushed him with his car. He actually killed Wes Craven's character that actually drove off. And the string. But honestly, Anne actually slammed her car on top of him and killed him. And honestly, back then, back at the morgue, honestly, the corpse actually talking to the corpse and the corpse, you need a lobotomy to a corpse, and he wanted to share a story with a different corpse. Have two corpses with loose heads get a kiss, and don't want to talk about boring stories with other corpses until he unzipped a bag with guts in it. And the next segment, hair, we actually meet Richard Cobbett, who is self-conscious about his hair thinning. He decided to get a hair transplant. However, his hair grow abnormally, but it turned out that his hair transplant was, in fact, hair from Dr. Locke, who actually take over their alien, who actually took over the nurse and Dr. Locke's body, who actually put them in. But I actually thought it was actually very funny that everybody actually, he was actually going bald, and he actually found ways to try to make his hair stay there. Back at the morgue, the coroner actually amused that his hair is getting thinner, and he actually asked a volunteer, and he is out of formaldehyde, and he got a new drink, but there's eye in it. And while they're eye, we're going to talk about the eye, featuring Mark Hamill as Brett Matthews, which an aging minor league baseball player who actually is major league, who actually is throwing baseballs, but a accident who received a replacement eye. I actually love the chemistry between Hamill and Twiggy, the one that played his wife, Kathy Matthews. But the doctor actually informed him after he started hallucinating that his eye is from a serial killer and necrophile, John Randall. He started to have hallucinations and of violence and sexual encounters with other women. And the killer took over, and Brent nearly killed his wife. In a desperate act, Brent break free of his control and stab his donor eye with and killing him. But when we return to the morgue, honestly, this was an amazing plot twist. The coroner that was telling the stories, it actually has been a dead body all along named John Doe. The movie includes with this plot twist that he actually did. You know how dead bodies are. They get dissected and get ready to be prepped underground. And the movie ends.